Hello everyone, this is Manuel Soler, coordinator of the Cesar Exploratory Project Alarm. Today, together with my colleague Yves Renaud, we're gonna introduce you the so-called Alarm Early Warning System that is monitoring and issuing alerts on different hazards that are affecting aviation safety today, such as space weather, environmental impact, severe weather phenomena, and finally, natural airborne hazards such as, for instance, volcanic eruptions. As an overview to the project, we are building different models for each of the hazards previously mentioned, aided by different instruments, observations on board of satellites or ground-based instruments. And with these models, we will be creating early warnings, nowcastings, forecasting depending on the hazard. All the information is being hosted by the alert system hosting platform, and the idea then is to tailor information and develop an API in a way that information can be digested and visualized by stakeholders and by it being useful for aviation stakeholders in the decision making when facing these hazards. Now, I give the floor to my colleague Yux. He will be introducing you the platform. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Manuel, for this nice overview of Alarm. My name is Hugues Brenaud. I work at the Royal Belgium Institute for Space Aeronomy, and I'm in charge of the development of the early warning system of Alarm. The starting point concept of Alarm early warning system is the ESA support to aviation control service called SACS. This early warning system has been upgraded during UNADIC's AEV project. Here is an illustration of how does it work. We consider ground-based satellite observation and model input, which detect some risk for aviation. Then we check if an alert is, if a region is in alert or not. You can see the list of different regions. Then we send notification to the different users. We upgrade the archive, and this notification and alert and data information can be integrated in forecast by the users. If the region is already in alert, then we send a confirmation. After 24 hours, a region is off of alert if there is new detection. And so on, we get new observation, and this is how our system is running. We use the state-of-the-art of remote sensing detection of different hazards for aviation. That can be the sulfur dioxide and the ash from a volcanic eruption. You can see the impact on the engine. That can also be dust. It can be also smoke, which has a strong impact on the visibility. We also look at the space weather activity and the impact, for example, on the avionics of a plane. We are also developing exploratory research for the detection of severe weather using a GNSS station combined with other observation. We also develop and look at the environmental hotspot that can be obtained using weather model output combined with a mathematical function, and we can determine where there is a risk of polluting a different area. All that is combined in Alarm early warning system. I show you here an example of a notification. This is for the ongoing eruption of La Palma. You can see that we send an email notifications to the different users with information about the SO2 height. We also provide linked to images. This is illustrated here with SO2 contamination for different flight level. And we also provide a link to data that can be integrated in dispersion modeling. In the frame of Alarm, we also look at a geostationary sensor. The interest is that they have a very high temporal resolution. Using 5 of them, you can cover, have a global coverage. As an example, here is an illustration of our Grímsvötn eruption in 2011 in Iceland that had a strong impact on air traffic management. What is interesting is that the ash has been emitted at different altitude than the SO2, and the ash went to the south of Iceland and the SO2 to the north. Using a new algorithm called COBRA, we developed a new detection of SO2 and ash from a Severi geostationary satellite sensor. You can see the SO2 go to the north and the ash to the south. That's this kind of new observation that we will provide in the frame of ALARM. I hope this gives you first a nice taste of what ALARM is developing. You're welcome to look at our poster. I thank you for your attention.